My name's Bill Willcome, Director of Contractor Success here at One and Fund. I got the opportunity to spend a lot of time with Zach over from New York Garage Tech, and over the weekend was the National Pentech Dealer Conference, and it was a great time. And Zach and I got to talking, and we wanted to essentially just talk a little bit more about his experience. It's been almost a year now. I think you've been on the platform with us. If you wouldn't mind, Zach, just maybe just tell us a little bit about yourself, your company, and the services that you provide. And then
Yes.
what led you to choosing One and Fund and our One Look platform for your financing purposes?
Yep, I'm Zach, CEO of Garage Tech. We provide concrete coatings with Pentech coatings. The reason I decided to go with One and Fund specifically was the fast, when I'm in a house with someone, we can get someone approved very quickly. And that was really enticing to me. You could sit down with the customer and you can already because it's all about getting quick to sale. When you're a sales
Right.
guy, you want to make sure you're providing the best. And I think your guys' plans and how you guys came up with your platform was the best that I would even do as a customer. So it made sense to offer it to my customers.
That's awesome. How has the platform impacted your customers and your ability saying yes to your services? Like you said, you're sitting in front of your customer, point of sale. How has that made a difference in your business?
Yeah, so I think a big thing with it is for me, not everyone has the $5,000 they want to spend right up front for a garage. So it was a tool that we can use to keep money back in the consumer's pocket, but also bridge that gap where they can afford it over 24 months, 5 years, stuff like that, which helps me to be almost like the friend in the household. Like I am, I'm working for them to make sure that they can afford these things, which are, nice products, but at a reasonable cost, and it's no detriment to their everyday living. And I think that's the tool that I use with One and Fun now. We're bridging that gap now. It's not just like, hey, I can't afford it, we'll see you later. It's, hey, I can do this now and I want to do this now. And you can make the deal happen right on the spot.
So obviously you've noticed, improvements in closing rates and project conversions too, really since implementing the platform.
Yes.
With being able to, you mentioned having the ability to send the link the application via email too. I said that was a big improvement for
Yeah,
you too.
yeah, it's something you guys introduced. I've really wanted that out of any really financing company, and I'm so happy. It's great. It's streamlined. I know all my customers love that because usually, like, I'm a very social guy, and if you're a sales guy, you are very social. So sometimes filling out everything in the home you're time constrained. Sometimes you want to go it. So it left me the ability to close the sale out and then leave the customer with something
Right.
so that they can fill it out at a later date. They had that 48 hours to fill it out. It's time sensitive, but what it honestly I've seen it do is it just is a more leisure thing. It's not like a pressure, like, oh, share all this financial information with me right now. The forward facing one I think is amazing. You send the link. I already have usually the sale done. They're interested, they want to do it. Sometimes we do a down payment, sometimes we don't have to, but I've never had anyone with this new customer facing thing. The deal is sealed and they're just going through the motions at that, and we're setting dates, which is really cool.
Awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, you kind of answered my next question for you, and that was, has One Look made it easier for you to offer those, right? So, I mean, really being able to do that has really kind of streamlined that part of the business for you.
Yeah, and I'll
Um,
agree. It's really super important to have a financing part of this. That's what the world we live in now. And to make it streamlined and easy for your consumer, I think if you're not doing it, you are doing yourself a disservice.
Absolutely, absolutely. Can you share any feedback stories that highlights that benefit of offering financing through One Look?
So I just this year, usually January, February, March, people are planning, but they're not necessarily wanting to do it. I had a customer that had two garages and they wanted one done, and I gave them price for both. They gave a nice discount on there, but it still was way too much money. We're talking 10K for the whole project. And she was like, on garages, I don't see that being something I want to, we could space it out. Maybe I'll do one now, maybe one next year. I'm like, you know what? We can bundle this all into one. You do a 24-month, you get 24 easy payments. And she literally, so we got it done very, very fast. She was impressed with how fast it came back, the credit score, everything passed very quickly. We were able to get it right through, funded within 24 hours. I got back to the sales, set the date, and she was like, if I didn't have this financing, I wouldn't have done the project. I wouldn't have done both. So we got in, got out. It was just a great process my guys installed. And that was one thing she definitely highlighted to me, was how easy the financing was for us to provide. Just, it was so streamlined. It took no time out of her day. It was just a very quick 10-minute, and we got both projects funded. So I think it opens opportunities for business to do bigger projects that you never think of. Patios, you can combo everything now.
Right. Right. You said a couple things there that really stand out to me, and it's how easy it was for the homeowner, how excited she was about that, the fact that you made it affordable. And not only did you make it affordable, but you actually sold a larger project for your business. You sold essentially the everything she wanted to get done, not just a part of it. Because again, she didn't know how affordable it could be. So you notice your average order going up. You notice your
Yeah.
NSLI going up. You're noticing that you're actually making more revenue, which is really cool. Why one in fund, right? What would you say to other home improvement companies that are considering of adding financing options like One Look?
Yeah, I think One Look has been, if you guys listen, the team you get, your onboarding, I had the pleasure to work with you for over the time. It's, you get the training, I'm very knowledgeable about financing now. It comes with it. It's not just like, oh, here's our platform, here's our rates, have fun, having your customers. You get someone that actually will work with you. You feel like you're part of a team. That's big for me because, you're always onboarding salespeople. You're always busy. I'm an owner, so I'm always busy, but to have those options, to have like the cell phone of a guy that can help you out with what you're doing is huge. And then we can even talk about your operations just on the site. You always have a rep that's there, so if I have a question, they're always getting back to me within 24 hours, but I've never even had to wait that long. It's usually within an hour, if anything. And then if it's instant, if it's a larger question, usually an hour. Small question within 2 minutes, a minute. You know what I mean? It's quick. So I've had the pleasure to working with like all aspects of One and Fund. It's the whole system as a whole. When you go into you guys, it's like you're getting not into just a financing company, but you have a team behind the financing company that's helping you succeed. That's what it feels like.
That's awesome. Yeah, thank you for saying that. How's working with us compared to other financing solutions that you've tried in the past?
Yeah, so I would just say the ease of it. It's explained well, right? Like your onboarding process really helps you to understand what you can and can't do in financing, or what you should do, right? Best practices. Not many people take the time to train you on those things. And I think that's what separates you guys. And the forward-facing customer portal, the look of it, super professional. I've never heard of anyone like that I've sent it to was like, I don't know if I want to fill this out. You know what I mean? You look trusted, which you guys are trusted for sure. And there's things that the consumer I see on the consumer end, and I even put you guys in my PowerPoint because I trust you guys so much. So you guys are presented to the customer. It's not like I have a financing company. I refer to One and Fund, you know what I mean, as my financing.
That's awesome. Do you feel that the One Look platform aligns with your goals for business growth? And if so, how?
I think you need to bridge the gap of consumers not having enough cash on hand in order to purchase those large home improvement projects. And I think what you guys do is create a streamlined process that enables us to bridge the gap between making those projects a reality. I haven't quoted so many other things out. You're kind of always in the garage. You look for those other things, but sometimes you're like, I don't know if I want to go all the way because I just don't know if that consumer is going to be able to get everything. But now I'm willing to, with the financing, able to, go to all the bigger projects. Now I'll take in their sidewalk, patio, garage, pool, and we'll do it all basements. And we're able to get all of that together. And I think as a sales guy, you get hesitant sometimes when you're in those projects. But now since I have a financing company behind me, I'm not hesitant to offer all the coatings anymore.
Right. Right, because you don't you got to remember it's not your price, right? It's the customers, right? And we got to find that customer's path of affordability throughout our
Right.
process. And it's to a lot of customers to get your project started for as low as X dollars a month, right? Is a low barrier of entry for those customers, right?
100%.
Which is really cool.
It's very cool.
Um,
Yeah.
Last couple questions here is if you could describe your experience with One Look in one sentence, what would it be?
In one sentence, it is streamlined.
Streamline.
Yeah,
Love
everything's
it.
streamlined. It feels like it completes your business in the end. You know what I mean? It's just
I like
it's the
that.
finishing, it's the tool for the sales guy to streamline the whole process from beginning to end.
What is next for you and your company, and how do you see One in Fund playing that role in your growth this year?
Yeah, big for us this year is really pushing financing, at the dealer meeting, learning about how much people are financing. My goal is to increase the percentage that we're going to do. And I already started marketing. I talked to my marketing team right after actually we spoke. That's on Facebook. So we are now very, like, it was always in our stuff, but it's like it's the title. You know what I mean? It's forward facing now heavily. So, and I've already seen our cost per lead go down because of these things. So I'm actually already seeing it on Facebook start to tilt it down. So that is what I'm very excited for, because spring comes, I know that that's going to be a big component of sales. So I'm very excited.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, thank you so much, Zach, for hopping on here and talking to me a little bit. And I'm excited for you this year. I think it's going to be a big year for you guys.
I do too. Thank you so much. You guys are going to be an integral part of that. So I'm excited.
Awesome.